Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, we're diving into a report from Soligenix, and it involves plans so exciting they had to vote on it. Will it pass? Will everyone agree on where the money goes? Let's find out what Soligenix has been up to. If you enjoy decoding corporate reports and want more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and join our Discord community, linked in the description below to discuss these topics further. This is an 8K filing, which is like an update report companies send to the government when big things happen that investors should know about. In this case, it's about their annual stockholder meeting of 2025. This report is dated June 20, 2025, so everything we're looking at happened around that time. First up, the stockholders, also known as the people who own the company, voted to approve something called the 2025 Equity Incentive Plan. Think of it like a special rewards program using company shares designed to get employees motivated. It's worth checking out why companies do this. Then there was the election of directors. Directors are like the captains of the ship washing over the company. Let's see who got the job. Okay, 5 people were elected as directors to serve. These included Christopher Schaber, Greg Lapointe, Diane Parks, Robert Rubin, and Jerome Zeldis. It is extremely important that they are all on the same page to push the company forward. Looking at the votes, Christopher Schaber got 330,950 votes for him, and 33,545 votes were withheld. Withheld votes are kind of like saying, I'm not really voting for or against this person. Robert Rubin got 331,046 for votes, with 33,449 votes withheld. So it looks like each candidate got overwhelming support. Also, a very important mention, there were over 1 million broker non-votes on the election of directors. Broker non-votes happen when brokers holding shares for clients don't get instructions on how to vote, and therefore don't vote. It's often the case for items that aren't considered routine. Next, let's talk about that equity incentive plan again, because it was an actual proposal people voted on. The vote count shows 215 to 332 votes for, 91,037 votes against, and 57 votes against, and 57 votes against votes of ed. Noticeable amount of against votes, with over 1/3 of the approves voting against. What's interesting is that this proposal also had over 1 million broker non-votes. Seems like a lot of shares were not voted on. There was also a non-binding advisory vote on executive compensation. Basically, the people that own the company get to say if they think the top bosses are getting paid fairly, but the company does not need to do what they say. It is just advisory. Here's how that went. 333 voted for the executive compensation, while 53 voted in 6, skipping the vote. Overall, the executives seem to be getting positive feedback. Guess what? The broker non-votes are back, with yet again over 1 million shares not being voted. Another important vote was to ratify the appointment of Cherry Beckert LP, L as the company's independent registered public accounting firm. Think of it as shareholders voting to approve that Cherry Beckert, a company that checks the books of Soligenix, is doing a good job. The votes? A whopping 1,476,465 for, only 54,474 against, and 2,388 abstaining. So people are happy with the auditors. And guess what? This time there were no broker non-votes, meaning every share that could be voted was voted. Last but not least, the stockholders voted to approve possibly adjourning the annual meeting, meaning they can delay it. They do that in case they do not have enough votes for the other proposals or the quorum, which is the minimum amount of votes to do business. So here's what happened. 227,450 voted for, 295,013 voted against, and 10,864 abstained. And once again, like the vote for the auditor, it was a fully voted for item with 0 broker non-votes. Now, what does all of this mean? Soligenix had a successful annual meeting. The directors are in place, the equity incentive plan is approved, and the executive compensation got a thumbs up. They even have the option to delay the meeting if they so choose. It looks like the company is solid. What raises some eyebrows are those broker non-votes. Over 1 million shares not being voted on key proposals. That's a lot of shares that didn't participate. Also, you have to wonder why there are no broker non-votes on less important things, such as extending the meeting or choosing an auditor. Overall, I'd say Soligenix is heading in a stable direction. However, it is worth noting the number of votes, especially broker non-votes, that didn't go their way. While most issues discussed here are extremely standard, there is definitely something to be said about the potential misalignment. Alright, that's our breakdown of Soligenix's latest filing. What's your take on these votes? votes and what they signal for the company's future. Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.